Just finished the morning chores. You're watching Top Boxing, the boxing channel you should be watching if you want the other perspective. Joshua Wilder. This is the morning after Gamboa Davis. Great fight. Made a couple of videos about that fight, along with Pascal's fight. Please take a look at those and subscribe so we could grow this channel. 5 reasons why Joshua beats Wilder. First one, Joshua is learning at a rapid rate. We saw that against Ruiz. And why that is impressive is because this man was knocked out by Ruiz. Everybody kind of cut him out. They said this guy was going to get wiped off the floor by Andy. And quite the opposite happened. And we saw a new Joshua, a phoenix out of the ashes. So I think this new Joshua is here to stay. And losing was the best thing that happened to him. So in that aspect, Joshua wins. Point 1. Joshua, having learned from that loss, does not want to lose again. That motivation you cannot buy off the shelf. This is experience. It has to happen to you in the ring. People have to count you out. You have to have a chip on your shoulder. And you have to want redemption. And Joshua did just that. And he knows what he takes. It's in his DNA now. And you cannot take that away. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and any of these other heavyweights out there, I think will have some real issues with this new Joshua. I think if Deontay had fought him a year ago or two, Joshua would have lost. I don't think he would have known how to beat Deontay. But now, having seen Deontay in a few outings with Ortiz and some other folks, I think Joshua, becoming the fighter that he is now, wins every time. Of course, Deontay has a puncher's chance. He has that right hand, and that's what we like to talk about. But that's a one-trick pony. And I like Deontay a lot. Point number 3, Deontay can be hurt. We've seen that. Actually, Tyson Fury hurt him a few times in that fight. Dominic Brazil hurt him in that fight. If you recall, he was going backwards when he came back to hurt Brazil, because he had just gotten clipped on the far corner of that ring and backed up all the way to the other end of that before he unleashed that right hand. So I think he was hurt at that point when he threw that right hand. That's what makes him dangerous. But your strength is also your biggest weakness, relying on that right hand. Number 4, AJ, he's humble. He's been humbled by that Ruiz loss, and he now knows he has to stay in the gym. He cannot overlook anybody. And more importantly, every time he gets in that ring, he has to be willing to leave it all in that ring. So, in that humbleness, you could see it after he won that fight. He really wants it. He knows he wants it. And he was humbled by Ruiz, I already say his name, and Andy, I should say. And now he knows better. And point number 5, we attribute this trait to Deontay, which is the right hand. I think Joshua had that same right hand, and he showed it many times over. With White, with Ruiz, with Povetkin, with a whole bunch of different fighters that he's fought in the past. So those are the 5 reasons. Having learned to get up from a loss, the learning rate, Deontay being able to get hurt in these fights, we've seen it. He doesn't have the greatest chance as we think. I think it should have been put out by Ortiz, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way for Ortiz. In that case, we're probably talking a totally different subject right now. AJ being humble, and of course, Joshua's right hand as the nominator here, because I think that's what's going to make the difference. If they're for today, being December 2019, just before the new year, I give it to Joshua. And I think the longer this fight stays out of the ring, the better Joshua gets. So if Deontay wants him, I think it's now or never. So Deontay Wilder, if you're out there listening, make this fight. I don't have a dog in the fight. I just want to see a great boxing fight. I think these two champions should have been in the ring long ago. Um, and if this happens now or into the new year, I don't think it's going to happen in 2020. I think it's a 2021 fight, maybe at the top of 2021 when everybody's done with, assuming nothing crazy happens between now and 2021. We see a lot of crazy stuff happen in 2019, so I'm assuming 2020 is going to be just the same, with a lot of crazy stuff happening in the boxing ring, which is the way I like it. I like a little unpredictability because like Golovkin, we said this is boxing. So let's look forward to 2020. But let me know what you think. Comments and subscribe. Let me know what we could do better with this channel as we grow this channel. It's where we are this time in 2020, December 2020, with this channel. Let's get some subscribers.